If you want to be a filmmaker, you gotta start making films. Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom and Cinema Show, episode 1. It's very exciting for me. I hope you're happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. So today we're talking about how do you get started making films? How do you start becoming a filmmaker? So there are a few obstacles to getting started, and I want to talk about them right now. The first obstacle is just knowledge itself. Knowledge about filmmaking. What equipment do I need? How do I use it? What's the right way to do this or that? With filmmaking, it's so much learn as you go thing. It's so much a learn on the job type thing. Learn by doing. That's how you get better at filmmaking. You can learn a lot of the technical stuff just online, but the know-how, the actual on the job, like making the stuff, you have to make the stuff. You know, like an artist might be learning how to paint in a certain fashion, in a certain way. So they'll research that way of doing things, but they have to actually practice painting like that. If they read a book about painting like that, doesn't mean they're going to be able to paint like that. They actually have to try painting like that. I can read about making movies all day long, and it'd probably be some good reads. I'd probably be fairly entertained, but the only way to make better films is to make more films. Does that make sense at all? The second obstacle for a lot of people is gear. People are held back because they're like, well, I don't have a good enough camera. I don't have a good enough microphone. I don't have a good enough lens, blah-de-blue. Fact is, you don't need fancy gear. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need the best equipment around you to start making good stuff. For many people, they've got a cell phone on them. If you got a cell phone, you got a free video camera. Technology keeps getting better and better, and with that, the quality of the camera in your phone that you carry around every day is as good as many of the cameras you can get at the store. Start with that. Get really good with what you have, and then when you're at the point where it's like, this is all I can do with this, that's when you upgrade. That's when you move on. Once you've pushed it to the limits of what it can possibly do, and you've honed your skills to be like the cell phone camera man, then you bump up to something else. Then you look at some other options. It's not about the gear you use, it's about the story you tell. Story trumps what you use to make it. Another obstacle for many people is time. So they don't have enough time to make movies. A lot of YouTubers will have like a weekly schedule, and that's like a massive commitment for some people. And fine, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's hard to maintain that practice because it does take practice, regular practice, to get good at making movies. The fact is, that's the same with everything. With doing regular exercise, if you want to, be healthy, it takes time. If you want to get good at piano, it takes time. If you want to be good at anything, it takes some of your time. So no one is going to push you to get better at this. No one is going to push you like you can to hone your skills in this area or any other area. If you want to be a creator instead of a consumer, that's going to take some refocusing of your time. And you got to choose if that matters to you or not. For me, I had this intense desire to make a project happen. I had no idea how to do it. I had no idea what I was doing, but I wanted it to happen so bad that I actually put in the time to learn how to do it. And it worked. Did it turn out perfect? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was so much different than the vision I had in my head, but it was something. It was a starting ground. It was a real concrete finished thing that I made. And from there I could grow and continue to improve. Don't be afraid of making something that's not great or that fails. Don't let that hold you back. Because if you're scared of making something that's not perfect, you're never going to make anything. You'll never be able to get over that. So make some crappy stuff. And then you'll make some more stuff and it'll be less crappy. And then you'll make some more stuff and it'll be even less crappy than that. And soon you'll be just making some decent stuff, and then it'll be good stuff. And next thing you know, you're making good stuff. Even if you make something that's terrible and doesn't work out at all, through that process, you've gained some skills. You've gained some experiences that you carry forward. You put them in your toolbox of filmmaker tricks and you move on and you take those with you. Failure isn't really a failure. It's like a sort of a success. There's a quote. What's that quote about failure? Failure is success disguised I don't know. So that was a lot of mumbling, a lot of thoughts all at once. I hope that was helpful for someone out there trying to get started in filmmaking. The answer really is you just got to get started. Start where you are with what you have and read a lot and try a lot and get better. That's all there is to it. If you found this helpful, please subscribe. We're going to have a new video out every week. We're hoping for Tuesdays. Tall Man Tuesdays. It sort of works. So we're going to try for that. If you have any questions, please comment. I will do my best to respond to those. And I'd love to help you out getting pointed in the right direction. Otherwise, have a very happy new year. We'll see you next week and go film something. Yeah.